In this video, I'm playing a 5-point match against XG and analyzing it. One of the best ways to learn and improve at backgammon is to practice. So you can practice playing games and matches against anyone. However, the advantage of playing against XG is you can learn from your errors, and that's the most important thing. You want to spend more time studying the moves and the errors than actually playing. So when you play against XG, it's automatically transcribed. It automatically gives you all the answers for every single move, and you can focus on that, look at your errors, and look at the moves that you weren't sure of, and learn. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on it. With the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, I'm playing a 5-point match against XG on a beautiful light blue gammon board with black and white points. I'm playing the blue checkers at the bottom, XG, the orange checkers at the top. The XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description for where you can get it. Bearing off on the left, and here we go. Opening 6-2, standard split, and now with the 5-1. A lot of people incorrectly hit twice here. You can do that with a 6-5 because that brings an extra checker in the zone, but the right play here is just to hit once like that. 6-1 comes in and hits back. 6-3, hitting exchange here. 6-3, that happens a lot with the early 6 splits. Okay, so here, I think I'm going to come in with this and unstack there. That disconnects these two back checkers, makes them 7 apart, makes it much harder to anchor. And it spreads out my checkers on the other side. So double 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, going to hit loose. Okay, so here, I don't want them to make the 5-point. 3, 2, okay, double 5. So 1, I can't move these checkers. I really want to get this off that point. I don't want to leave this anchor. So I'm going to bring one down and make the 3-point. Don't really want to make the 3-point. It's a little deep right now when you have all these checkers back, but that's the best we could do. 3-2 comes in. All right, so now the 6-2, the 6 is going to be out, and the 2 I can hit. Note, I don't want to make this anchor because now I can be attacked here, and I'm giving him the full roll. Really want to get this off there, and then the hit is for the tempo. 6-5 comes in and comes out. Okay, 3-2. So, see, these are duplicated. So I can cover with the 2, but then I can't hit. So if I hit with the 2, I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to hit there. And then with the 3, I think the best is to just split the back checkers. That gives me more good rolls. Okay. Double 3. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a good roll. 3-1. Now, do I have a double? Looks like I'm ahead by 15 pips, but I have all these checkers back here. There are some gammons here, which is valuable on a 2 cube at 508, 508. So I'll go ahead and double. Okay, comfortable take. So that's 2. And what's the other 2? This is where you can make some blunders. I think so. Here are the options. 2 there. Can't move these, can't move these. So it's going to be off the midpoint, the 8-point, and the 22-point. So if I do this, how good is that? That's okay. And then I can go all the way here. Gains in the race, but other than that, doesn't do much. What I'm really trying to do is get more checkers hit and close the board. So in that sense, this is really strong. The other thing that I can do is bring this down and maybe go like that. That brings a lot of attackers in the zone. I can also hit there and hit a second checker here. That puts all 3 checkers on the bar, less likely to anchor, but don't have a lot of follow-up. Only double 6. Double four and double three will cover, and then twos are here, and all these other checkers are back. I think I need to do something more balanced, like here and here. This will be a good one to analyze. All right. 2-1 anchors. Okay. So 5-1. So I'm going to come out here. Do I want to come out here and do this, or do I want to go all the way out? So this leaves blots that can be hit with, well, fours, fives, twos, ones, a lot. That's a little safer. I mean, I am a favorite in the blot hitting contest, but I think this is, I mean, here I just have a five to hit there. Here I can come out there. Okay. Double five. So 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Okay. 5, 3. So the 5 is forced. And the 3, I don't want to come out. I think I just minimize blots here. So here he hits with fives and fives there. So it's duplicated in that sense. Double 6. Okay. So now with the 3-1, what can I do? I can come out here, but that leaves sixes and threes there and fours there. Or I can just create a new builder here. And I think that's best. 5-4 comes out. 3-2 is awkward because I could go there and I don't have a 2. I think I just hit here. And now the sixes that cover are not great on this side. Okay. 5-1 will cover. Now I want to come around and hopefully hit some more checkers. So I can go here. That makes things awkward. The other thing I could do is this. This is loose, but when it works, it's really good. I think I'm going to win a lot of gammons here. Okay. You just spread out the checkers. Okay, so if I hit here, then the 2 is going to be here. If I hit here, then the 2 can go here, but that leaves double fives. I could go like this. So I could also do this. Okay, so this leaves me threes and twos. Nothing hits back, double fives. I think this one is a little bit better because here now I have 2 builders here, but also double twos will make that point. And a 6 is good over here. And 6 is not good here, and fives and fours will get out here. I think this kind of diversifies my numbers the most. Okay, now 5-2. Okay, so just want to spread out the checkers. Now I have a 3 to hit here, and fours and twos to hit here should he come in, and 6 is there. Okay, and not leaving anything on double fives. Okay, so there's a 6-5. I won't be afraid to hit loose. So there's the 4, and with the 5, I can come. I just really want to close this board first. That's the priority. So I'm going to bring another builder down. Missed. Okay, looking for a 2 or a 3. So there's the 3. Okay, and the 1 I'm going to play here because here 1s, 2s, and 6s are blocked, but 6s are good here. Okay, just want to think of other numbers like double 2. What happens with double 2? Okay, so here my double 2 plays okay. What about double 3? Okay, we'll do this one. That's basically what you want to be careful about. Now the 5 I can hit, but I don't want this one to get stuck. So I'll play out here. Now I still have a double shot there. The 5-2. Okay. So 5 and 2, just keep the double shot there. Okay, 3-1. So I'm going to hit there and hit here. All right, 2-1. I'm going to play here. Putting the spares up here makes it more likely that you're going to win a gammon because you can bear off checkers before they come in. But the gammon is pretty likely. So I could play like this, trying to pre-clear, possibly clear this point. Are there backgammons? There might be. With three, it's not quite as much as with four. So, but if I go here, this makes it such that my large numbers go deep. So, yeah, I think maybe I'll go with this. This is a small technical thing. So 6 and 3 there. 6-5 bears off two checkers. 6-5 again. 4-2 dances. And now the 3-1. So this is the idea. Here, this leaves a 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, as well as double 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 10 numbers. Here, it's 6-5, 6-4, 6-3, 6-5, 6-4, 5-4, and the same doubles. But this doesn't leave a gap, so that's the idea. I have the ones and twos here. Okay, 6-5 comes in with two checkers, double 4, that leaves a shot. All right, 6-4 doesn't hit, so this will be a gammon. 4 points, I'll be at the Crawford game. All right, now 5-2 splits, 6-2. So when the opponent is odd away at the Crawford score, you don't really worry about gammon losses. So you play what I call DMP-like. You play as though you're playing double match point, where gammon wins and gammon losses don't matter. It's not exactly like that, but it's close. So the 2 comes in and the 3 will play there. Now there's a prime. So, okay, again, I don't worry about gammon losses, so you can keep that there. 4-2. So I'll cover with the 4 and bring this 2 down. The other thing I could do is, I think I'd rather have the spare here. All right, so now with the 6-4, I think I just run to prevent getting attacked and blitzed. Not because I'm trying to save gammons, because I think this will win more. Okay, so 4-1. Just make the next point, slotting the next point in the back of the prime. Okay, so 5s are awkward. All right, there's a shot, doesn't get it. Another shot. Got it. Okay, there. So now I'm trying to contain. So 5-4. We'll make the full prime, hoping that he cracks there. 5-1. 3-1. I'm going to hit loose, hoping that he rolls like a 3-2 or something like that. Right there. All right, 4. And the 3 are going to come here, hoping for an ace, except for that one. Okay, so 6 and the 1. So I keep this here because I want to hit loose here. And you have more numbers to hit loose with 6s than 5s. And that way I keep the prime. A lot of people will play here. That's slightly technically incorrect. Okay, so now I think I just bring things closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 11 away. That just gives a 6-5. So I already have the 6 to hit here. Okay, so what else can I do? Maybe give double 5s. Okay, so basically, if I leave it here, the double 5 will hit loose here because this is the 18 point. This is the 3 point. That's 15 away, so double 5s will hit. What about double 4s? That's 12 away, so I can put it over here, and then double 4s, double 5s will be okay. I don't know that. I don't think it's a big difference here. Okay, 5, 2. Okay, so now I can hit loose with 6s and 5s, and I actually point on head. So same thing. I want to put this here. I don't want to play the 5 there. That's a little deep. Come out. Okay, double 6. Okay, so now I just close the board. And now there's 6 checkers off. So I want to maximize the numbers of checkers off. So I can't get away from double six here, so I'll play like this. Don't really love it here because now large numbers may go deep, but I have these two checkers here. Okay, so I'm going to go 5 here, 4 here, spread them out, trying to keep the spares on the 6, 5, and 4 point. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and now probably a favorite 4, 2. I'll just bear checkers off. Not concerned about the opponent's board. All right, so this is going to be a race, and that looks like gin. Now I'll analyze it. That was a fairly quick 2-game match, but there were some instructive plays here, so we'll take a look. So this is what I do. I go through here, go through all the moves. I put it on arrows so you can see these things. So the 5-1, this is where you just do this. If it were a 6-5, then you would hit twice. Okay. And then the 6-3. So oftentimes with an early 6x split, there are these hitting exchanges because you hit, and then the opponent has good sixes from the bar, and then you have good sixes from the bar, and it's kind of back and forth. And that's what happened here. With the 5-3, this was the idea. The reason why you don't want this is because you don't really need this anchor here, number one. You'd rather have the checkers spread. You're not enough of a you don't have enough of a racing deficit to play the double anchor back game. The second thing is this one strips the 8 point, whereas this one keeps the builder on the 8 point. So it's a much more flexible position. All right, we'll go back to the arrow. So the 2-1 comes in and hits. The double 5 comes in and makes that point on head like I discussed. The 6-2. Okay, so it looks like these were close to just run all the way, but you really had to get something off here. You know, pointing on head is a blunder. Even this, which results in this position, is better. So this is a good lesson. Anytime you have 3 checkers on the 24 point, maybe not anytime, but almost anytime, it's not good, especially in the early game. You want to get this off. So that was the idea. Here, with the 3-2. Okay, so this is what happens with the 3-2. Okay, so this was the right play to play 18 to 15 and 6 to 4. Okay, resulting in this position. What I did was this. This is a little bit big. What you don't want to do is hit over here. Okay, so the two was the right idea. Okay, you want to cover. What happens here when you do this is it's nice in terms of like spreading out the checkers to bring more coverage, but there are a lot of like double hitting numbers. So we'll take a look. One of the things you can do on XG is look at the dice distribution. So you highlight the 2 and you right click and go to dice distribution. Okay, so this will show the 2 plays. Okay, so this is the top play here on the left, second play on the right. I always click the icon with the most red bars. That will give you the highest level of analysis. So there are a few things you could do. There's the details tab. Flat doesn't show you much. If you go to first rolled, you can see it, but it's not that easy to see, and you can see expanded. What's really useful is the graph. So it shows up in the 3D graph. I double click the area here, and that makes it a 2D graph. Makes it a little easy to see. Now, these are not in the same order, but you can see the rolls that the opponent has here and here. And green means it's good for you, red it's bad. So there are more good ones for you if you play this way than this way, and there are more bad ones the other way. So this is the first rolls. If you want to look at like your second rolls, how your next rolls play, you can see that here. You can see this second play gives me more good rolls next, but the first rolls are better, so that makes up. And then if you want to look at both the first and second rolls, this is a little complicated, so I don't recommend it. And then the distribution I don't really look at, but the dice map, you can see how all the 36 rolls play. Now the thing about this is not on the same scale, so it makes it a little challenging. So I've created this dice distribution. Okay, so again, this is the position after the top play. The checkers are here. There's only one blot, and this is position after the selected play. Here I have 3 blots. Okay. This is the dice distribution. So for people that are not familiar with it, the panel on the upper left shows the equity heat map for play A. So this is my equity after play A and after the opponent plays any of his 36 rolls. So double 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, and so forth. And on the upper right is the exact same thing after play B. Now these have a color coding such that blue is good and red is bad, and they're on the same scale. And the darker the blue, the better, and the darker the red, the worse. So you can see there's more blue here than here. Now, the panel on the lower left is the equity difference heat map. So it takes the equity in a given cell in heat map for play B and subtracts that from the equity value in the corresponding cell in play A. So it shows you the swing rolls. So you can see it plays better. Blue favors play A, red favors play B in the lower left panel, and you can see double twos, double fours, double fives, double sixes, and the other twos. And the panel on the lower right shows the equity swing rolls. Okay, so you can see double twos, the big one, 4, 2, 3, 2, double five, and so forth. Now, so how do those play? So let's go, and this is the next slide. So let's go back and see. So this is after the top play. The big swing roll is double 2. Okay, so after play A, double 2 is played 8-4, 6-4 twice. Okay, so double 2 would be played like this. Here, I'll put it on another board. There you go. So it's played like this, resulting in this position. Okay, let's say I had played this, which I had, and it was still a double 2 roll. It's played like this, hitting twice, resulting in this position. So with this dice distribution, you can actually go and see how each one plays. And if you look at this carefully, you see all these hitting rolls. So going back to the original position, what happens after this is there are a lot of blots. And yeah, I do have a 3-to-1 advantage in a blot in terms of the board strength. So I'm a favorite in a blot hitting contest, but when there's so many blots, there's like a lot that you're giving up. There are a lot of double hits and point on head numbers and things like that. So you always want to think about like how many blots you're leaving. So this was the idea. Didn't want to stay anchored here, but didn't want to leave blots, and that was the key. Okay. So then the double 3 was great roll. So it comes in twice and then hits twice. All right, and then the double take. So whenever I look at doubling positions in matches, I like to analyze it in relatively good detail so I can learn from it. So let's see. Let me put this on the other board here. So these are the things that I do. First, I put it on unlimited to see what it would look like for money. Okay, and it's about the same. Okay, so let's go back to the match score. This is 5 away, 5 away. So notice how I'm winning 62, 63% of the time, but like 30% gammons. That's a lot. Okay, so that means if gammons are valuable, it's going to be stronger. So if you're at the 4-away score here, even leading, this is going to be much stronger. Look at that. It's 908 millipoints. It gets close. It approaches a pass. So what's the reason for that? The reason is because these gammons are more valuable. So the way you can do that is, where is it? Options, analyze, cube information. Okay, or Control-Alt-K. So this is the score here. So this is a good lesson for using XG. What you want to see is gammon value here. Okay, so gammon value, blue is 4 away, orange is 5 away. So a gammon gets you to 2 away, which is a valuable score. However, if the cube is on 2, now the gammon wins the match. So the gammon value is 0.814. So all these gammons, these 30% gammons, are much more valuable now. Okay, and if you compare it to money, the gammon value is 0.5. Okay, so that's a lot of math. It's a little complicated, but the idea is when you look at these numbers, you notice there's a big discrepancy between the gammons on each side. So if the gammon is particularly valuable, you're more inclined to double and it becomes stronger. How do you know if a gammon is valuable? Well, what score will you get to if you win a gammon on a 2 cube? So if your score is 1-0, 4 away, 5 away, I'll put that like that. 4 points wins you the match perfectly. So that's really good. So that's what you want to understand. And let's look at it 4-way, 2-way. This should be maybe even too good to double, but it's a pass. Okay, so if you can win the match perfectly with a doubled gammon, it's valuable, even if you're leading in a 5-point match. Okay, what else? Like, let's say it's 5-away, 5-away. Okay, the double gammon gets you the Crawford game. That's good. Anytime you can get to a 2-away score or a 4-away score, those are valuable too. So that's the idea there. Now, I'll go back to the match score, which was 0-0, and see what makes it a double and what makes it a take. So we saw that this is a double, but it's still a take. So what would make it stronger? What if this checker were here? That makes it significantly stronger because now it can hit here. Okay, let's go back, and this is what you want to do to see what are the key aspects. Now these are spread, so it makes it stronger too. So you have that. Okay, there are more chances to hit. Okay, so what if you have the 5-point here? Let's see how big a difference that makes. That makes a big difference. And then if you have the 3, 4, and 5, you have the rack. Now it becomes a pass. So this is the modified position. This is a big pass, but when you don't have the 5-point, it's a very comfortable take. So that indicates the strength of the 5-point is really big. What if we were up in the race more like that? Now it's a pass. So that indicates that still having these back checkers here, that means that there's a long way to go. So yeah, I can hit, I can do things, but there's still a long way to go. I'm going to be having to juggle things on both sides. What if we do this? Now it's stronger, but still a take because these checkers are back. So that's what you want to do when you're looking at the doubling decisions. Analyze things, and that's why XG is really good for that. So here, this is where you can look at market losers. Okay, so we'll go back here and I'll show you what you can see on XG. You can right click and go to dice distribution here, and this will show you. So let's look at the graph, and then you want to hit after double take, hit the icon with the most red bars, and I double click it to see on a 2D scale. Okay, so you see here, this shows all your strong first rolls. So if you roll double 6 next, that's huge, which I did, and I misplayed, but that one's huge. Double 3 is great. You can hit, and you can probably make that point as well. Double 4s will make the 5 point. So you can see that. And then the second rolls, this is important too. So you see all these dancing rolls, those are very strong. Now, on this dice distribution, this shows the partial market losing first rolls. So these are all the rolls where your equity will be greater than 1 after your first roll. So you see double 6, double 4, and double 3. The color coding here is a little bit different. If it's a market losing sequence, it's going to be blue. The more you lose your market by, it's the darker it will be. So if it's 1 or greater, it will be some shade of blue. If it's less than white, if it's less than 1, it will be white. So you see, you lose your market by a lot here. Okay, and this is partial market losers because it's only considering the first roll. Market losing sequence is technically 2 rolls, one by one player and the other by the opponent. So here you can see how strong these are. And there's a lot of volatility. You can lose your market by a lot. So when that's the case, you don't need quite as many market losers. And this is how they play. So I should have, oh, this shows it on a different level of analysis, so it plays it differently. Now these are the second rolls. So when the opponent dances, that's big. So 25% of the time, the opponent's going to dance regardless of what I do. So that's a lot. And this shows how they're played. You lose your market by a lot there. Okay, so this is the one, and it's going to be about 1.2. You'll have 200 millipoints. It'll be a pass. Okay, and this shows the market losing sequences. So these are all of my rolls next, from double one through double six with an average on the bottom. And this is the opponent's next rolls from double one to double six on the left with the average on the right. The color coding here is a little bit different. This one shows only the market losing sequences. So the market losing sequence is a sequence of two rolls where your equity becomes one or greater. It becomes a pass, whereas it was a take before. So if the equity level is one or greater, the cell is shaded blue. The darker the blue, the more you lose your market by. I didn't put the actual values of the equity in this because that would be too small to read. If the subsequent equity is less than one, it's a non-market losing sequence, and that's red. So you see these are the market losing sequences in blue, and these dark blue ones are when you lose your market by a lot. So there's a lot of volatility here. So I feel like that one's useful. The usefulness of that is when you're studying it here, you can analyze it, and then when you look at these kinds of things, you start thinking about how the next sequence plays, and it helps you learn, like while you're playing next time, you think about it in that way. Okay, so this is the one that I wasn't sure about. It looks like the right play was this, which I didn't think about. And that's one of the things you want to do. Don't think about moving doubles always two at a time. But you could do two here, and then instead of moving these two checkers, just move one twice. And that results in this position. So what I did results in this position. What happens here is now I've given up the midpoint. So now all these back checkers are disconnected, severely disconnected from the rest of the army. So I need like 11 to get around here, and I still have all that to do. This is a much more balanced approach because although it doesn't make the bar point, I don't really need the bar point quite yet because there are two on the bar, and there aren't rolls that will come out to the bar points. What I want is keep them connected. This brings the other checker out here as a builder. It does leave a double five shot, but it keeps the midpoint. And it keeps the connectivity between the all the checkers. So that's the idea there. Okay. Then it was 5-1. So that was the idea. This was close, but that was a little bit better. All right, and then the 5-3, the 5 is force, and then you come down. Then the 3-1, just bring the builder. And the 3-2, yeah, there weren't a lot of alternatives. The 5-1 covers. And then the 4-3, yeah, this is the one, didn't want to make this point. The 6-2, okay, so these two were close. Okay, doesn't really matter. 5-2 came out. 5-4. Oh, okay. It likes 16-11, resulting in this. Ah, yes, yes. Okay, sorry. There we go. Okay, so that was, yeah, I didn't see that well. So this leaves a double shot here. This leaves a single shot here, two covers. This leaves a double shot and also two covers. Okay, I didn't see that one. All right, then the 3-1 cover, and then just step up. It looks like those were close. And then the 5-2 doesn't matter. You just want to keep things spread out. The 5-2 here, when these are this close, I don't really worry about it. And the 3-3-1 hit. So here there's some more gammons, more backgammons when you hit. Okay. The 2-1 was just there. I was thinking about that for a little bit. And the 6-3. Oh, I preferred this. Oh, that'll win more backgammons. And it'll clear the 6-point faster. Okay, this is a small error. The 6-5 was straightforward. 6-5 again. The 3-1. Oh, look at this. It preferred this. And this. Ah, okay, so that's considerable. Okay, so let's see. Let's compare it to the two that I was looking at, and we'll look at the second rolls here. Yeah, so you see these rolls that leave a shot are not good after the play I selected. It actually prefers this one. Okay. And then double four was forced, and that was it for that game. Now the second game, 4-0 Crawford game. So these ones were close. Okay, and then I was hit 6-4. I couldn't move. 5-3 comes in. It prefers this one. Trying to slot the better point, but these ones were close. Couldn't move there. The 3-2 was there. And the 2-1, I guess it did prefer safetying this so I don't get blitzed. I think that's what I was thinking about later. The 4-2 was fine. And the 6-4, this is the same thing. It prefers staying back. You don't worry about the gammon losses. So this one's going to lose 36.4% gammons, and the selected is 38.3% gammons, but those gammons are not valuable at all. Well, not much at all. So just making the prime, preparing for containment of a hit shot. And the 4-1, this was close, and I couldn't move there. And what happened here? The 4-2, I finally got the shot, and then the containment stage. The 5-4 was good. And then the 3-1 hit loose. It likes bringing that down. Oh, I guess it likes bringing that down to allow it to play like a 2-1 or something like that. Yeah. You play like this, it results in this. And now if he rolls a 2-1, it's really good. Okay. 4-3, okay. And the 6-1 just comes out. Guess it did like this one. Those were close. And these were close too. Doesn't really matter. You really want to focus on the big errors, not the ones that are like less than 10 millipoints. And the 6-5 points on head, the 5-1. Yeah, you just bring that one up. The double 6 closes the board. And I think that was it. There were not many. I don't think there were any decisions there. Okay, so that was the match. All right, that was another 5-point match against XG. Those are really fun and instructive. That's how you really learn. It's not just the playing aspect of it, it's the studying. I've spoken with many people, and they say you should spend much more time studying and analyzing the positions than playing, because that's how you learn. You go back and you look at the positions, you move checkers around, see what things are like, you do the dice distribution. That's a really helpful tool for me, and that's helped me improve significantly. The reason is because when you want to make a play, you want to make a play based on what are the possibilities on the next sequence. So what are all the opponent's next rolls? So you want to make sure your opponent's next rolls are not good, and your next rolls will be good. So when you start looking at the dice distribution, you start thinking about that, and over time with practice, you're going to start thinking about this in your head, and that's especially useful in doubling decisions, because you think about what are your next rolls, what are your market losers, what are good rolls for you, what are bad rolls for you, what are good for your opponent and bad, and so forth. The other thing to do to study match scores, match play, is to change the match score to see when the gammons are more valuable, so you can see some positions are volatile. There's a lot of change that can occur in terms of your equity between now and the next sequence. So you may not need quite as many market losers. So this is a great way to study. I highly recommend using XG. I feel like it's helped me a lot. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, so I can work on that. And with the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.